Good morning, good afternoon, wherever we are. We're in the UK, so it's turning out to be another warm one. So if you're wondering why my hair's so funny, I've just been in the bath and it's still wet. Hey, we've got Johnny. So yes,
Johnny Five Alive.
yeah. Hey, we've got Michelle as well. So yeah, sorry about the ads beforehand. So yeah, I'm feeling a lot better in myself. I think I've sort of got over the allergic reaction that I had. So yeah. So if anybody wants to come up on the panel, just let me know. And we've only got two watching at the moment. Mr. P somewhere floating about in the background. Yeah, are you waiting for Ad to finish? So we've had the bad rain over the weekend, so Mr. P's been a bit agitated because he hasn't been able to go out with the drone. Yeah, it's not too bad, Michelle. It's not as warm as it was the other day. I think we were all melting the other day. It's 19 at the moment, so it's not too bad. It's bearable. So yeah, so I've had to wait for the bathroom. Oh, just getting Kina ready for to take her into town. They've got dinosaurs.
Ooh.
So yeah.
Don't feed 'em.
I forgot what I was saying now. Yeah, I mean, like we were up to about, I don't know, about 30 in the 30s the other day. Now that was unbearable, but it's just bearable at the moment. So well, I mean, that's just about right. 20 degrees. So yeah, I do know Golden Retro and Movies is live at the moment. Same as I say, it says he's taking a tray of chops with him. Oh dear. But yeah, as I was saying, I remember what I was saying now. Hiya, Doug, how are you? Yeah, 64. I don't know what 19 degrees is or 20 degrees is in Fahrenheit. I'm not sure. I think that's in the 60s somewhere. Um, I've had to weigh it because Callum went in the bath. Then Pixie decided he were going in the shower. So I've had to weigh it to go in the bath. So I were at back at queue. Um, so yeah, so that's why me and I thought, well, I'll just let it dry naturally because it could make me all hot and bothered if I use the hairdryer. So you'll have to excuse the wet hair. Oh yeah, you just gave him a ring as if yeah. It's all right. If it's Steve who we goes out flying the drone with. He was down at the hospital again yesterday. He's been having a lot of trouble with his ears. So he was down at the hospital yesterday. So I think he's off work. So Chris has been trying to get in contact with him all morning. Yeah, he can go flying the drone by himself, but he prefers to go with someone, if you know what I mean. Hi, Glyn, how are you? So, yeah, Glyn's saying it's 78. So, same as I say, I don't know what it does say on my weather forecasting, partly cloudy. It's actually 21. So, it says 21 degrees Celsius, converted is 69.8 degrees Fahrenheit. So I've just been in the bath, Ruby. That's probably why I'm looking all hot and flustered. So, oh, it says it's 23 in Leeds. Well, same as they say, I've just sort of refreshed mine and it says 21. Hey. Yeah, okie dokie then, Ian. He says he's out on his board in Warrington, be home in about an hour. So yeah, I mean that'll be fine. I've only just gone live, Ian. Same as I say, I've had to wait at the back of the queue for the bathroom. I think everybody decided that Callum went. Well, he goes in the bath every morning. So he went first in queue. Then Chris decided he were going to go in the shower. So I've had to wait for him. So I was the last in the queue, so to speak. So yeah, if I do look hot and flustered, it's because I've just come out the bath. Hi, Eagle Eye, how are you? Yeah, so don't forget to hit the thumbs up if you haven't already. Oh, Michelle says it's 75. Well, we're catching up with you there, Michelle. As I say, 69, 70 degrees. So, yeah. So, is he out or not?
Oh, I don't know yet because you haven't answered me yet. He said, "Bless me, I can't hear you." Oh, bless his name, and he's still not replied.
Yeah. So, poor old Steve is having mega problems with his ears. As I say, he was down at the hospital yesterday evening. That's the second time he's had to go to the hospital with his ears. So it seems like everybody is, what with me with the cellulitis and, then I had an allergic reaction and, everybody's been in the wars just lately. So, but I'm more or less back to normal. I've still got. Funnily enough, everybody says, "Oh, it looks like sunburn." But funny thing is, that last 2 weeks I've not been out to house, so it can't be sunburn because I've not been out. So yeah. So I think things are settling down. I feel a lot better in myself. So I mean, when's August 1st? Is it Thursday?
25.
Yeah, first is Thursday, and it's everybody's. Well, it does say here, Hang Arts on Air is being discontinued on the 1st of August. I mean, I've seen people using Zoom, I've seen people using StreamYard, I'm undecided which is best, really, because, you watch YouTube and there's like different people using different things. Majority of people are using this StreamYard. But I have seen people using. Hi, Vanessa, how are you? Which is the best. I've not really sort of, but I did talk to somebody the other day, and they did say that this StreamYard is actually easier to use. So it's very much like Hangouts. So, eh? So, I mean, for people that stream regularly, I don't know. I mean, oh, sorry to hear about that, Vanessa. I was just saying I haven't live streamed regularly like I used to for quite a while. Okay, then have a nice meal then, Glyn, and I'll see you in a bit. Yeah, I've had cellulitis. Then I had an allergic reaction to the tablets that the hospital gave me. I've been down to hospital twice. But yeah, I feel a lot better in myself now. They gave me some like she told me to double up on me. I feel for you there, Vanessa. Um, so yeah, you know, I think one way or other, everybody's been in wars lately. You know, I mean, I know Emma. I know Emma's not very clever at all. Hopefully, she's going to speak to the doctor today, get something sorted. But you know, and I'm this. If I know my friends is poorly, I worry. I'm concerned about them. You know, I do worry about when I know they're ill. And in that respect, they were concerned about me when I was ill. And you just wish that there was something that you could do about it. So you know, you know, I mean, I'm the sort of person I wish health and good health to everybody. You know what I mean? I'm that sort of person that if somebody says, "Oh, I'm not very well," I do get concerned about them. You know, and vice versa. I've had my friends messaging me when I haven't been when I were ill. You know, so you know, when I say I appreciate everybody, I do, and that is the truth. I do appreciate. I appreciate everybody that comes here. And hiya, Carolyn. How are you? So yeah, you know, I mean, you know, it's horrible when you know that your friends are in pain and that there's nothing you can do about it, and you just wish that they'd do something about it. I mean, it's like saying with Emma, you know, they just seem to be giving her the runaround, and she's getting nowhere fast. You know, and it's horrible to know that one of your friends is suffering. So so yeah, but I mean, touch wood. I mean, I'm getting there. You know, oh, it's not. You see, when I had my, I mean, I've since had my gallbladder out, but when I had gallstones, it was like God. You know, I've had 4 kids, and um, I know what you're going through, Vanessa, because I said it's worse than labour pains. Oh, it's okay, Eagle Eye. Um, there's hello, Mr. P.
Oh, hello, Eagle Eye.
Is in the corner.
He's not going into the page,
Oh, okay, okay.
I've got withdrawal symptoms.
If you're wondering why he's on about withdrawal symptoms, we've had that much rain over the last few days. He's not been able to go out with the drone.
Quite a while because it's a big book.
And it was that on we're at Thursday when it were boiling.
Yeah.
I'm doing a lot better now, Eagle Eye. I've had cellulitis, and then I went to the hospital with it. They gave me 2 lots of strong antibiotics, but I had an allergic reaction to one of them. So on top of the cellulitis, I've had to deal with an allergic reaction to one of the tablets. So then I've been to hospital twice, and then I ended up at the doctor's. So you got your bottle of juice? Oh.
That's a bag. Hang on, sorry, I'm just going to get tongs. Bye all.
Yeah. Be careful out there.
I will do.
So, better not be. See you in a little while. Yeah, I'm with you on that one, Vanessa. As the saying goes, I've been there, done that. I've got the T-shirt for it as well. But yeah, I mean, I had my gallbladder out, 20 odd year ago. So yeah, so but yeah, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. My chest's still a little bit red, but that might have something to do with the fact that I've just been in Bath as well. Oh, you've spent 4 weeks. Oh, same as I say, when I initially went to the hospital, they were undecided whether or not they were going to keep me in because it rolling my neck, and like they were concerned it might restrict my airways and this, that, and the other. But they says, oh, I think we've caught it early, and we'll send you home with like 2 lots of. I was taking 5 antibiotics in one, 4 times a day, and as I say, it were doing the trick. I started feeling better, but then I sort of went downhill again because I had an allergic reaction to the antibiotics. No, it ain't some. I was just saying, because I've been ill. I've Only time I've been out is to the hospital and to the doctors. So it's not sunburn. Um, but they did give me some cream for the redness. But she did say basically, because I've got a sensitive skin as well, that it might hang about a little bit. So I just keep slapping this cream on and hoping it'll. It's like a um. Oh, say hello to Kev for me as well, Vanessa. So yeah, I mean it is like a, well, I call it an industrial strength, but it says it softens, moisturizes, and protects the skin. So that is basically what the doctor gave me to put on for the allergic reaction because I were like itching like crazy. So yeah, but it is good stuff. It is good stuff. Um, so yeah, I just keep slapping. I've still got like a little bit of a redness on my forehead as well, but same as I say, that might be because I've just come out the bath. Hiya, Crimson. How are you? Yeah, yeah. That's it. Thank him for me, Vanessa, as well. So yeah, it is good stuff, but it don't smell very nice. But um, same as I said to Chris, I don't care what it smells like if it's gonna, get the skin back to normal, if you know what I mean. Chris also has it as well because he had cellulitis in his leg, it all blistered and everything. Um, and that was like 2015, that was 4 years ago, and he still has to use it to keep his leg moisturised. So same as I said, yeah, it don't smell the best. It don't smell very nice, but if it does the trick, but I know it does. And same as I said to Chris, I says, like, because I was getting all these like red blotches on my face as well, and it were all itching. And I says, my skin's never been so soft on my face. So yeah, um, I mean, if it does you good, you don't care what it smells like. Yeah, I mean, they're not going to put. It's one of these things that it's not got no perfume or anything in it. You know, it's just a cream to keep you know. And she gave me that basically because I were itching. I were itching like crazy. So you know, it did the trick. It stopped the itching. Um, so. So yeah, so you know, I mean, we do what we can to with what we've got, if you know what I mean. Yeah, and that's what I exactly what I said, Eagle Eye. I says, yeah, it don't smell the best, but at that point in time, I wasn't going out anyway, because like same as I say, my chest were all blotchy, my neck were all blotchy, my face were all blotchy, and I says, I dare step outside door, they might think I'm a freak or something, with all this blotchy skin, and I was just slapping it on. to, to heck with with the way it smells. How is everything? Uh, I'm okay, Crimson. Same as I say, I only went live last week, and that's what the title sort of means. I'm back again. You know what I mean? It's Chris is not here. He's just left. He's not been out flying the drone, and he would going a bit, because he hadn't been out flying the drone. So yeah, he says to me, he says, I hate leaving you sort of on your own. I've got enough, you know, moderators in here to if there is a situation. And I, Thomas, how are you? So yeah, I mean, if we do have problems, there's plenty enough moderators in to sort them out anyway. But I can't see that there will be. So, hiya, Carla, how are you? So, I don't know. I don't know whether anybody's. I think Carla's seen it, but Bella did a like a mock up on Facebook. And at first I'm thinking, nah. I thought at first it was Charlie's Angels, but then I sort of looked, and it's Destiny's Child. So there's me, Bella, and Gail as Destiny's Child. So, and I loved it. I did. You know what I mean? I absolutely loved it. So if anybody's got me on Facebook, or I don't think she put it in the group. I think she put it on her page. But it's a mock up of me, Bella, and Gail as Destiny's Child, and of course, Bella was Beyonce. So I chuckled about it. I had a chuckle to myself, and I mean, I'm with Carla on that one. I thought it was fabulous. How she's done it, I mean, it's something that Crimson will be proud of. You know what I mean? So yeah, but I did think it was good. And Gail's response were, "Oh my days!" I had to laugh about that as well. So yeah, so I mean, if anybody's got Bella on the Facebook, go and have a look at it. It's good how she's done it. So you know, we had a laugh about it. So but I mean, it's all it's taken in the fun that it's intended. I mean, I did say I've never actually been that thin. you know. Um, so yeah. I mean, I don't know who's still here and who's not still here, and um, Thomas, are you still searching for a van? Are you? So you didn't buy that paramedic van thing? So what has everybody been up to? I mean, we've not really been up to a deal. I posted a well, it weren't actually a baking vlog. It was a strawberry and white chocolate mousse cake. But it was sort of like cheesecake, if you know what I mean. And we had it after a Sunday lunch yesterday, and it was absolutely fabulous. I recommend that, you know, I recommend you try making it. The only problem I had with it is try to keep it in the fridge because right, I've got it, yeah. With it being like a mousse cake, it sort of melted a little bit. But the only recommendation that I think I'd do differently is, you know, when you put the strawberry puree and the cream cheese and everything together, you add the cream then and whip it up. But the only thing I'd do differently, I'd whip the cream first, if you know what I mean, and then fold it in. I think it'd get a lot more body, if you know what I mean. So yeah, you know, if anybody's going to make it, the only thing I'd do different would be to whip the cream up in advance rather than just add everything and then whip it up. So yeah. There's one I'm thinking of doing this week. Peach Melba squares. So I did the pear upside down cake the other day. So I thought, keeping on. Oh, but you know, I've got sort of going with the summer feel. I've got one or two in the pipeline. Strawberry marshmallow mousse. That's another one that I've and then there's another one here, creamy lemon flan. That's another one that I've downloaded. And this one is particularly that I'm looking forward. Chocolate muffin cheesecake. So you know, I've got one or two and going on with the strawberry topic, white chocolate and strawberry marquise, and that's sort of like a bit like cheesecake, but you make it in a loaf tin. So and you use it as a base. You use sponge fingers instead of like the biscuit base. So it says like you line your loaf tin with cling film, and put your sponge fingers in the bottom, soak them in orange juice, and then you know, you've got cream and you've got strawberries and icing sugar and melted chocolate. You know, it's like a loaf, but it's sort of a cross between a loaf, a cheesecake, but you do it in a loaf tin. If you understand what I'm saying. And um, I've seen one, and I've seen it on Facebook, and it's called banoffee pudding, right? And what you do, um, use chocolate digestive biscuits. Now, I've got like I think it's either 2 or 3 litre Pyrex thing. So what you do is you like it's a, a layer of chocolate digestives. Then you put toffee toffee sauce or whatever on that, a row of bananas, and then a row of like custard, and then you do it all again and top it off with double cream and like just grated chocolate on it. It looks absolutely lovely. Okay then, thank you, Eagle Eye. Thank you for coming. But I am going to attempt that one. But same as I say, it's like digestive biscuits, toffee sauce, bananas, and then custard, and then you do it all again and top it off with double cream, and it comes and basically it's a banoffee pudding. So within the next few weeks, I'm going to attempt that. I've got all the ingredients, the biscuits. Only thing I haven't done is bought the bananas yet. So I've got the toffee sauce and everything else. It's just sort of finding time to attempt it, but I don't want to rush it. I want to take my time, so I know it's okay then. Okay then, Carla. Thank you for coming in. So yeah, there's a few that's in the pipeline. I download these. You know. Oh, sorry about that, John. So yeah, I mean, these is just a few that's in the pipeline, and for all the oldies that's here. Oh, oh, I thought you were leaving. When I were at school, I used to love this, and it's cornflake tart, like Johnny will probably remember it, like a pastry base, a layer of jam, and cornflakes on it. And I can remember I used to love it when I were at school. So yeah, but yeah, I mean they a few. I mean it's like this Johnny. I mean yeah, and I saw it the other day because what I do, I just troll the internet for like something that might take me interest, if you know what I mean, and I come across it and I thought I've got to download that. I used to love it at school, and it's simple enough. It's just like a pastry flan case, jam, and then you coat your cornflakes in golden syrup, and that's it. You, it's very simple to make. And I thought, but you see, that's the aim of what I do with my baking vlogs. I don't like doing anything too complicated because I like to think that do an Oreo cake. I could do. You see, I downloaded a terrace chocolate orange mousse as well because I thought that looked. And what were it? I downloaded Wagon Wheel cheesecake, I think, as well. Hmm. You see, I use the BBC Good Food. That's the one I found, Thomas, on the BBC Good Food, and that's his Oreo chocolate cake. So yeah, I mean that's the one I found up to yet. But you see these, you see, looking at them, there's like pictures. But to me, I could probably do it, but I like to do things that's oh, you're getting into the stage where you want a top now to show off all your muscles, do you? But yeah, it's got to be something that I know that people can watch me doing and say, oh yeah, I think I can do that. I mean, it's a case of, yeah, I'd probably be able to do it, but I don't like to pick anything that's too complicated, because the whole point of this me doing baking vlogs is for people to watch and then say, oh well, I think I could make that. You know what I mean? It's because you've got a lot of baking channels out there, but they're making all these like posh things and how can I put it? Things that a lot of people wouldn't anticipate or wouldn't even contemplate making. You know what I mean? But as everybody knows, I'm down to earth. I don't. We don't do posh, if you know what I mean. So, but I mean, a lot of these big like baking channels are getting like hundreds of thousands of views, but they don't do what Joe Blogs on the street or person next door would be able to do. Unless they like sort of Thomas and they're a chef or things like that. I like to do things that I know that people can watch and say, well, yeah, I think I could make that. And it's sort of heartwarming to myself when I'll get a comment or I'll get a message saying, oh, I saw your vlog and I think I'm going to have a bash at making that. You know what I mean? Yeah, the banoffee pudding, it looks complicated, but when all's said and done, there's no baking involved. Using chocolate digestives, ready-made caramel sauce, bananas, and custard. Yeah, the only difficult thing is in the recipe you have to make your own custard. But when all's said and done, that's easy enough to do. Making your own custard with eggs and milk and whatever. So, but it's like if you didn't want to make your own custard, buy ready-made custard. I mean, there's corners that you can cut. Hi, Vanessa, how are you? You know what I mean? There is corners you can cut to get the same result. I mean, it was like the the peach upside down cake. It says fresh peaches, but I bought tin peaches and they work just as well. So you don't have to sort of follow the recipe to a T. I mean, where you think you can make sort of slight changes, it still works as good. Same as I was saying, the mousse cake that I made, the latest vlog that I went up, if I was going to do it again, I'd make the double cream up first rather than adding everything and tried to thicken it up that way, I'd thicken the cream up first rather than sort of just add everything. And from my perspective and my experience, I think it'd set a lot better or a lot firmer if you whip the cream up first. So how are you, Vanessa? So, and here's me waffling on about baking and recipes and whatever. So, on another note, Thomas, have you managed to get another job, or did you? I know you left your other job, but did you get another one, or did you leave that one because you'd got another job? I know you've got some interviews lined up and everything. So, I mean, what's transpiring there? Some, as I say, I keep going back to this thing about, but the Hangouts is finishing on Thursday. I'm doing agency work now, travelling around. Oh, yeah, yeah. And how are you finding it, Thomas? Is it okay? And see, the thing is, there's always somebody wanting a standing chef. Either the chef's gone off poorly or gone on maternity leave, and I mean, and it don't sort of what's it take you to one place. But it makes things difficult if your car's gone on blink, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, I mean, going back to this about Hangouts finishing on Thursday. I mean, what does people recommend after Thursday that I use? I've seen people using this StreamYard. I've seen people using Zoom. What is the simplest? Because I'm not technically minded. It's got to be something simple and easy to use as Hangouts. I mean, it took me a long time to fathom out how to work Hangouts, and now they're taking that off. And what do you you know what do you use? You know what I mean? It's what's Hangouts? This is Hangouts what I'm using now, and it enables you to invite people up onto panel. Now, same as I say, while I've been ill, I have been watching YouTube, and a lot of people have swapped to something called StreamYard, I think, and it's similar to this. You can invite people up onto the panel, and I think it's up to 8 people. I'm not sure how many, blah blah blah, and it gives you the ability to invite people up onto your panel, other than like I'm doing, sitting here yakking away to myself, if you know what I mean. So, but I've sort of Golden Retro Movies. He started using that StreamYard. He says it's quite simple to use, but there again, I've seen others using this Zoom, and I don't know the difference between the two. So I don't know. I mean, it's like a lot of people, including myself, are still using Hangouts until it's discontinued. But it's like it's 1st of August on Thursday. That's when it's being discontinued. So it's like between now and then, 6 people for StreamYard and a list of people to switch into the live. We see that this is a thing, Vanessa. Same as I say, I'm not technologically minded, and the very first live stream I did, it took me about 2 hours to get hang of it. I'm on phone, Chris were at football. I'm on phone to Chris saying, "What do I do now? What do I do?" I kept speaking to Random Live Productions. She was trying to talk me through it. I eventually got it after about 2 hours. You know, I eventually went live, and now it's a piece of cake. But they're discontinuing it, so it means I've got to start from scratch as regarding, but somebody did tell me that the StreamYard was simple enough, you just upload it and blah blah blah. I'll have to have a mess about with it, like test it out, and so if you see a thing come up and it says testing, it'll be me testing this StreamYard thing out till I get the hang of it. Yeah, yeah. Well, you see, this is the thing. I don't want to stop live streaming, but same as I say, in my eyes, I've got to sort of mess about with it and test it and all this, that, and the other, until I'm sort of confident in using it. You know what I mean? So might see a few notifications saying testing, and it's just me testing it out. So, yeah, but I'm sure people will advise me and tell me what I'm doing wrong, and same as Vanessa's just said, it's a learning curve, isn't it? And it's getting used to using something new, something that you're not used to. I mean, like I've carried on using Hangouts because I know what I'm doing with it, and it's, I know how to invite people up onto panel, and so on and so forth. But if it means learning something new, then that's what I'll have to do. So yeah, I mean, it's a case of rolling. Oh, I've got something stuck all on me. I've got all white bits stuck to my arm. There we go. Okay then, Thomas. Same as I say, I think once I shut the live stream down, I'm going to have like a little play about. So if you see something come up saying testing, it's only me messing about with it and sort of trying to get the hang of it, and you know. So yeah, so it'll just be me doing the testing bit, and you'll know I've downloaded this. I have to get my hair cut. So I was supposed to have it cut that week that I were ill, and I had to ring up and cancel it because obviously I were ill. So but it's desperately needs cutted. So I mean, if anybody's got any advice for me on, what to do and what not to do, you'll have to let me know. Chris has gone out with a drone, so I mean, does this StreamYard, I mean, work same as what Hangouts does? Is it the same sort of thing? Be be nice for people to advise me on, you know, what's easier to use. Them as I say, I mean, not everybody, not everybody's sort of I'm not a techno whiz. I mean, so I do. Mind you, having said that, I mean, I'm saying I'm not a techno whiz. I awakey. We on about because I use Hangouts. It's come up with a thing and it says it's been discontinued on 1st of August. Any advice on which is the best? I mean, I've heard a lot of people saying that this StreamYard is easy enough to use and easy to download, etc. But I have sort of seen a few people using Zoom, I think it is. Yeah, somebody said Zoom. I've seen one or two using it on YouTube, but majority of people have been trying this StreamYard, I think. And Tony said it were quite easy to use. I want something that's not too complicated, that I can understand. Less lag. Well, you see, same as I said, I've heard different things from different people. This StreamYard's easy enough to download, easy enough to use, blah blah blah. Same thing as Google Hangouts and whatnot. And you can do the same. You can invite people up onto your panel, and But obviously, I've got to do something before Thursday because obviously that's when Google Hangouts has been discontinued. So, it's just a case of trial and error, I suppose. Oh dear. But I was just saying to everybody earlier on, I mean, when I first did my first live stream, it took me 2 hours to fathom out how to go live and how to use Google Hangout. Now, since then, I've come a long way. I've, it's boom, 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 and I know what I'm doing. But it's like when you try something new, you don't know what you're doing. And it's like I've started doing my own thumbnails. I mean, I never thought I'd be doing that. You know what I mean? But Bella gave me a thumbnail program, and it's a case of I've just gone on it and messed about with it, and now I've got Pixie saying to me, "Can you just?" I do all his thumbnails for him now, and I never thought that had happened. I never thought I'd be creating my own thumbnails, and yeah, they're not, standardish thumbnails. Yeah, they're not, in your face thumbnails, but it's something that I know that I've created by myself. And the fact that Pixie's asking me to do the thumbnails for his, the only thing I've got to master now is editing. But there's several times I've sat down. What about his thumbnails for vlogs, and all my vlogs, them thumbnails is what I've done. You know what I mean? And I sort of somebody reviewed my channel, and they said, you know, they got on about thumbnails, and you want it to say something about your channel, something about what you know you're doing, your vlog, your live stream, etc. So that's when I sort of sat down and I thought, right, I'm going to master this. Yeah, that's what Chris has got. That's what Chris has got, and he says it's simple using that, but it's same as I say. I'm not technological, and it's sat me down several times, and you see, since he's had the Osmo Pocket, he says it's made it even simpler because he numbers the clips, if you know what I mean. So, like, let's say we've got 20 clips on one of my vlogs, they're all numbered from 1 to 20. And he says, sort of, he's done that to make it more simpler for me to start editing, if you know what I mean. You know, and he says all you've got to do is put the clips in order from 1 to 20, let's say. So, you know, but you know, our Chris puts like music on it, and you know that'd be an old different ball game, if you know what I mean. In my eyes, if I were to edit, let's just say, I'd just put the clips in numbered 1 to 20 and hope for the best. You know, when you start putting music and whatever in, that's when you sort of, you know, when you start getting a bit complicated, let's just say. So, but I will. I'll do it eventually. Same as I say, it's just a case of, you know, sitting myself in front of, you know, in front of the computer and saying, right, I'm going to do this, right. You know, I might make a, you know, a cock up of it first time, and I'll probably be saying to Chris, what have I done now? You know what I mean? You know, I mean, there's many a time it's like my baking vlogs. It's taught me how to copy and paste to the description. You know, when I'm doing my baking vlogs, um, you know, how to copy and paste it for the description, and once it's downloaded, you go onto your channel and you press like the thing and it says upload, and you know what I mean. I'm sort of slowly learning things, but just not confident in the editing bit at the moment. So you know, but Chris, same as I say, Chris has had he's had Sony Vegas, he's had one or two editing programs, but he still finds Film Nora is, he likes it, if you know what I mean. We see Chris has made that mistake one or two times, Wakey. I mean, like when I've been doing my baking vlogs, I did one once, and the volume on the music was too loud, and it would like drowning out what I was saying. You know, but same as he said. I mean, it's like everybody else. You learn from your mistakes. You know, he apologised for it. He says sorry. You know, I couldn't. I didn't get the volume right on the music, because he likes to put like a bit of background music while I'm actually talking. But it sort of not brought the volume down on the music, and you couldn't hear what I was saying. You know, because the music was too loud. So you know, but it's sorted that out, and Another mistake that he made recently was, like I mean, I talk about transitioning, and I know what transitioning is, but when he were putting, he were putting like transitions in, but I found that he were cutting me off when they were doing the transitions. So, like, I were talking away, and he'd do the transition, and it were like cutting me off. So he's sort of got that, rectified, if you know what I mean. Metallica with the lemon drizzle. But and for anybody that's interested, or anybody that's watching, we're actually going to Cleethorpes on Friday, and we're going to see Eagle VP. And in the complex where he lives, you can like rent a room out. So we actually renting the room out, and we're staying Friday and Saturday night and coming home Sunday. So I sort of mentioned to Kia, I says, we ought to do a live stream where I'm teaching you how to bake. So for anybody that's interested, I mean, I know there's only 4 watching. There'll probably be a live stream coming soon, or Friday or Saturday, where I'm teaching Keith how to make the peaches and cream upside down cake. So yeah. But you see, I made the peaches upside down peaches and cream cake last week sometime, and Keith says, "Oh, I think I could make that." So sort of we've come to an understanding that, I'm going to take a lot of the ingredients, the cake tins, the mixer, and the cake liners and everything. He's just going to go out and get, a few bits and bobs, and he's going to make it. So that'll be one to watch out for. So, I mean, if anybody else wants to bake with me, I mean, we've only got Wakey chatting at the moment, but we've got 5 watching. So obviously we've got other people watching in the background. So yeah, we've been to see Keith quite a few times, and as I say, it's like he's in and up. I think I'm a competent enough baker, Wakey, to not to get them mixed up. So yeah. So you'll be seeing Keith, aka Eagle VP, baking hopefully either Friday or Saturday. If anybody else wants me to walk them through a baking vlog, then just message me or say, yeah, I don't mind it. Or I've been saying, like, for ages now, I'm going to do a baking live. Obviously we're not being very well, and recent events, what with Callum and everything, it's been sort of put on the back burner. So hey, I'm going to tell you a story now, Wakey. Chris and Callum both use like body spray and blah blah blah, and Callum goes in the bath every morning, and he actually picked the shaving gel up instead of the deodorant. So he's there under his arm, and he's got shaving gel all under his arms. He'd put shaving gel under his arms instead of deodorant. So I know that I know for a fact that can happen, but it weren't fly spray, it was shaving gel. So we ended up with a great blob of shaving gel under his arms instead of deodorant. So so yes, I do know these mistakes can be made. But you see, that's why I keep my deodorant in the bedroom, because knowing me, I'd be pouring body spray on instead of deodorant. So all my deodorant's kept in the bedroom, so I don't get mixed up, because they've got all their, aftershaves and deodorants and mouthwash and God knows what else on the shelf in the bathroom. So there's no room for my stuff, so I have to put mine in the bedroom. Carla's made that mistake as well, using hairspray. Well, you see, same as I say, we had a right laugh at Callum when he come down, and he says, I thought it were body spray. He says, but it weren't, it was shaving gel, and he squirted it all under his arm. So I said, it's all right if you want to shave your armpits, but men don't shave their armpits very rarely, do they? So yeah. But when all cans are same, it's easy enough mistake to make. Hiya, Food Forest, how are you? It's all right. We're just talking about mistakes that they've made. About Carla says she used hairspray instead of deodorant, and my son's used shaving gel instead of body spray, and that's why I keep all my stuff, separate to theirs. Yeah, not as the body spray don't smell very nice, because it does, but I don't want to be smelling like a bloke. I like my deodorant. So um oh, I keep itching my nose. I don't know whether it's because it's so it's quite a nice day here in the UK. I'm just looking at it says 21 here, but I don't know. I think that's about 69 Fahrenheit, 70, something like that. It's 22 degrees here um, in the UK. So I think that's 70. Well, you see, we tend to go through, have one of these, what we call hand car washers. So, uh, oh, oh. Well, I don't smell bad. I just like to use deodorant, So, so what I'm going to do, guys, is I've been on over an hour. I'm going to shut it down. I've got stuff to do, and hopefully I'll see you again on Wednesday. So thank you for all for coming in, and everybody for telling me the amusing stories. And I'm going to have a go at downloading this StreamYard or whatever. So if you see a testing, it'll be me just trying it out. So and I'll see you all again Wednesday. Bye.